Hey guys, and welcome to Gwent, the Witcher card game. My name is Jaggerous, and today I'm playing a 37 card Northern Realms deck. And this deck was created by someone called Selanor on Gwent DB. He or she made this deck. I've made a few tweaks in the gold cards to this deck, but otherwise it is the same 37 bronzes and silvers. And you might be thinking, why would you run a 37 card deck? And I kind of agree with that, because obviously when you have 25 cards, you increase the chances of drawing your silvers and golds, which is why when I make a deck, they always have 25 cards. However, this deck does have a lot of cards that kind of play other cards. So because of that, it might just work. And obviously, this person has seen a lot of success with this deck. They play it in ranked. So we're just going to try it out and kind of see how it works out. Bear in mind, this will be the first time I've played the deck myself. I haven't really tested it. But I do understand the kind of premise of this deck. So we're running Full Test as our leader. And when you play Full Test, he boosts all loyal bronze and silver units in your hand and deck by 1, of which we have quite a few. So all of these cards are going to get buffed. Then, similar to the K20 Trebuchet deck you saw me run a couple days ago, we have our K20 Sergeants. And these will also boost by 1 this unit, so itself, and all units with the same power in your hand, deck, or on your side of the board. And you can see we have a lot of 3 strength units, for example, lots of 3s. So the 3s are going to get all buffed up. And then once they're all buffed up, if we play a second one, the 4s are going to get buffed up. So then all the 4s and the 3s, which are now 4s, will get buffed up, and then so on and so forth. So basically we're going to be, chaining out, buffing all of these cards. Then on top of that, we have, like I say, cards that play other cards. So, for example, we have the Blue Stripe Commando. Whenever an ally with the same power as this unit is played, play this unit from your deck and place it on that ally's row. So we can basically, whenever we play a unit with the same strength as a Blue Stripe Commando, these will get thinned out of our deck, so we'll get rid of these. Then on top of that, we have our Temerian Infantrymen. When you play one Temerian Infantryman, you play all Temerian Infantrymen from your deck, so we can thin out our deck with those, which is a really nice strategy. Then we have the Dunbanner Light Cavalry. If at the start of your turn you have not passed and you are losing the round by more than 20 power, play this unit from your deck. So this guy's going to be getting buffed up, by the K20 Sergeants, so we can actually start to, if they start to get a lead on us or get tempo on us, these will automatically get played and thinned out of our deck. And actually, we can also cause these to be drawn by playing Thaler. Thaler, draw the top 2 cards from your deck, keep 1 and shuffle the other back, so we get a choice of 2 cards. We give our opponent 11 points, and in doing that, we might give them 20 more points than us, so then we can start to catch up with our Dunbanner Light Cavalry, along with our card draw. So that's a really nice strategy too. Then we have our Blue Stripe Scout. Gain 2 armor, clear weather from the row on your side, so we can use this to kind of clear up weather, and we can also, chain these out with stuff like our Reaver Scouts. Choose a different bronze ally, play a copy of it from your deck. So we're going to be using our Reaver Scouts to kind of play cards from our deck as well. And ideally, if you have the choice between playing a Reaver Scout or a card from your hand to play a card, then I would go with the Reaver Scout. Then we have our Aretuza Adept. Play a random bronze weather card from your deck. So in this situation, we have 3 rains. I'm not entirely sure why they've gone with rain, but we're sticking with Selanor's deck in this situation when we've added the rain. You could put, different weather, but at least with this, we know that we're going to be drawing rain with our Aretuza Adepts, so that's pretty nice. And, it does damage from the bottom up, so this might help with our Igni, I'm not sure. Maybe we would have been better going with Fog. Not really sure. Anyway, that is what we have there. And last but not least, in terms of bronze cards, we have our Field Medic. Choose a different bronze ally and shuffle it back into your deck, then play a random bronze unit from your deck. So this one is interesting because obviously you're putting units back into your deck. So you could, for example, put the Dunbanner Light Cavalry back into your deck. But really you're using these to kind of move things away from weather, for example. You can basically put an ally back into your deck and then use the Field Medic and put something on a different row. That's the kind of idea there. On top of that, it's really good against Rot Tossers and Nilfgaard, because if they throw a Cow Carcass at you, you can basically put the Cow Carcass in your deck and play a card. So that's a really nice situation for that as well. So yeah, that's the bronze cards. Then in terms of our silver cards, we have Death Mold. So Death Mold spawn Rain, Clear Skies, or Alzir's Thunder, so we can use that to deal with problems. We have Reinforcements. Play a bronze or silver unit from your deck, shuffle the others back. So this is targeted draw. And we can use this to find, any kind of bronze cards that we need to maybe set up different combos, or for Reaver Scouts. Like Reinforcements is just a very useful card, especially when you have this many cards in your deck. And then last but not least, we have our Witches, Eskel, Lambert, and Vesemir, and these work the same as the Crone. So if you play one of them, it pulls the other 2 from your deck. And this is going to be your win condition in round 3, basically. We're going to try and win round 1, waste time on round 2 and drain out their cards, and then round 3 we're going to do a big point swing with Vesemir, Lambert, and Eskel. And what we actually want to do with these guys is we're going to want to buff them with Dandelion. Dandelion, when you play him, it boosts up to 3 bronze or silver units in your deck, so we can actually boost a couple of our Witchers and then potentially like a Temerian Foot Soldier or something. You could boost all 3, but you risk them all having the same strength and being very vulnerable to something like an Igni, which destroys all the highest units on the opposite row if that row totals 20 or more power. So if they all have the same strength, you know, we have a little bit of a problem there. But we've got Dandelion for that. And in order to ensure we find Dandelion, we have Royal Decree, because obviously this is our round 3 win condition. So we can use that to make sure that we get our Dandelion out. And then last but not least, we have Regis, Higher Vampire. Look at 3 random bronze units from your opponent's deck, consume 1 and shuffle the others. So this is decent points, and it can disrupt your opponent's strategy a little bit. So that's why we have that. Anyway, guys, without further ado, I'm going to jump into a ranked game, and we're going to try this deck out in action. And this will be my first time playing this deck, so hopefully it won't go horribly wrong. If you do like this deck, hit that thumbs up button, and I will have a link to Gwent DB down below with Selanor's version with his guide and everything that he or she, I should say, have written about this deck.
Squesme Evelian.
Crush those vermin!
Okay, so up against Scoia'tael, which is an interesting matchup because Scoia'tael isn't seen as very competitive. In terms of our mulligan, obviously we don't want any Dunbanner cavalry. We have an Aretusa Adept, so we can afford to get rid of our weather. We've got Thaler and Igni here, which is nice. So I think we're going to get rid of a Dunbanner cavalry first, and we'll see what we pick up as we go. We can get rid of the weather, although we don't have that many Aretusa Adepts in hand. We'll get rid of this other cavalry. And to be honest, I think getting rid of the Blue Striped Commando is more important than getting rid of the weather, so let's get rid of him. And we'll see what we got. Okay. So we've got Royal Decree, so we can actually pull out Dandelion. Opening, I'm going to play full test, obviously. We'll play him and start buffing up our units, which is nice. You can see all of our units get nicely buffed. And then if we do play Arcade Wenny here, what'll happen is he'll get buffed, and, you know, life will be pretty good. Okay, so she's running Dragoons. Dragoons are going to start buffing units, basically, in her deck, which is... in her hand, sorry, which is kind of annoying because she's going to get an extra point every round, but we don't really have anything to deal with that, so let's just play out Arcade Wenny Sergeant for now. I'm putting him in the front row because I don't want to stack my rows too high. You can see there that the Blue Stripe Commando got pulled out when we did play the Arcade Wenny Sergeant, which is cool.
Onward, Fryhead!
And now they're buffing kind of both of the units. If this row gets stacked, we could look to Igni it, but the problem is obviously they're all on kind of different levels of strength. But what we can do is we can play out our Aretusa Adept. She'll pull out a weather, we'll pop that there, and it should also pull a Blue Stripe Scout, there we go, Commando out of our deck, so that the row is what's the word? Quite strong, basically. So we're kind of, you can see, chaining our cards out. And like potentially we could put him back in the deck with the Field Medic. That would, you know, debuff him down to 3. But then if we play a Reaver Scout, he'll still get pulled out because he would be a Reaver Scout. So that's another option that we have here. And potentially one that we could look to use. The risk there is obviously that we risk pulling a Temerian Infantryman, which can be kind of problematic. So Shuru, they're transforming a card in their hand into Scorch. And all of our cards have the same strength, so this is quite, you know, dangerous for us. But actually it's fine, because what we can then do is we could play Thaler. Although at the moment, you know, he has the 7, so I'm not too worried about this. You know, we're not in a huge kind of problem. What I am going to do is play our Temerian Infantryman, though it does open us up to a Igni, basically. Because what that'll do is pull the Blue Stripe Commando, and that's now a row that adds up to 20 or more. So if they have Igni, you know, it's going to be a bit of a problem. As it is, though, his Vreehead Dragoon is protecting us from the Scorch, and, you know, once that starts to get debuffed, what I'm going to do is play Thaler. So she's going for the mulligan. And we'll see what happens with this.
Watch and learn.
Okay, so she got more elves out, and by getting more elves out, she's pulled Ailerin. But Ailerin is actually protecting us here, which is nice. So what you can actually see has happened here is we've pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6 cards out of our deck already by using this strategy. So it's quite nice in that regard. I'm actually tempted to play Thaler, to be honest. But I think as things currently stand, what we can do instead is we can play Royal Decree and pull out our Dandelion. I'll pop him on the back row. I think if she had Igni, she would have played it by now. And we will buff. Bear in mind that Dandelion doesn't actually change the order of our cards, so we're going to be drawing a Dunbanner-like cavalry next turn, which we can actually mulligan. We'll buff. Let me think. Where is Eskel? I just realized one of them is in my hand. Maybe we just go for buffing both. I don't think she has Igni, because she would have played it by now. Lambert, and then something that's likely to get played by another card. Let me have a look. Oh, I'm running out of time. Oh, I wanna... Bleh. That one. Did I do it? I have no idea. I might have clicked too slowly. Ugh. The problem is they're not sorted by, like... Well, they're not sorted. They're in deck order, which is good, but it's also kind of annoying.
Now we must stick together.
Huh, interesting. So he's moving units into the rain. Or the rain. I'm not really sure why he's doing that. I'm wondering if there's anything I want to put back in my deck and pull a card. I think we can do this. We can basically put the Blue Stripe Commando back in, which stops that row from being 2 stacked. And we literally just drew the same card. Wow. Wow, that's a thing.
Nice mess you've got here.
I didn't know it could do that. Play a random bronze ally from your deck. We got... Oh, maybe it pulled a different one. No, because we pulled all 3 of them out. So I drew the same card with my Field Medic.
Damn it.
Okay, so she's still playing catch up. I mean, I could give her points, but I'm thinking that's better to do on the last round. I don't think she's going to play Weather, so I'm just going to cap this row with a 7, just in case she plays Weather. Not Weather, just in case she plays, what's it called? I don't really want to Igni anything is the thing. Although I guess I could play, what I could do is play, I can Igni that now. Thaler and Igni him. If we Igni the 12, let me have a think here. The 7s are still protecting me from Scorch. And if she does choose to Scorch the Skevens, I can play Thaler. Yeah, I think this is fine, so we'll Igni that row. And we'll kill the Ailerin. She doesn't seem to have any counters to Weather. Because this guy is now going to be protecting me from the Scorches. There's Saskia. Not Saskia, say Synthesis. Oh god, all of the 5s. I guess we just play Rain on the front row. Like I say, I want this person to... I don't want to pass because they'll just double Scorch, so we're just going to kind of stick with them on this one and kind of see what happens. They still have a 7, so they still can't Scorch me. Unless they choose to Scorch themselves, and if they choose to Scorch themselves to get their second Scorch, then, you know, I can just play more units. Okay, We'll pop him out in the front row. I don't obviously want Lambert. Let's take the Field Medic. She's now 5 points ahead, which is annoying, but I do want to win this round. So we'll play one last card.
What do you want?
Put you back in the deck. Into a Scout. And there it is. Unfortunately, we are at card disadvantage. But we have our, you know, win condition for the final round, so I'm not too worried about this. And then we pass. We still have 19 cards in our deck. The thing is, I'm going to draw down 2 Danbanar Light Cavalry here, which is going to be kind of annoying. I don't even know if I managed to buff one of them. Oh, no, you're not. I guess it shuffled the deck. Oh, the Field Medic shuffles the deck, doesn't she? So I don't actually have a target for the Field Medic. So maybe we mulligan her and keep the Rain. Oh, well, this isn't gonna draw anything. I guess we'll just stall things out for now. So let's play this.
As you wish, my lady.
It's obviously not gonna play anything else. Royal Decree has nothing, which means she has a handful of gold cards. We'll play some Rain. I mean, what gold cards has she played? Say Synthesis. Oh, she's played all of her gold cards. Huh. Well, she still has to play something to win the round. I guess she must have Scorch.
Your tricks will not save you, Dwarf.
Okay, so there is a very buffed Freehead Vanguard. But we do get to see what she plays. Like, we get last play in this situation, so she can't Scorch us, which is really good. That is something we don't want, but if I mulligan it, I do risk drawing a Witcher. I think we can risk it. We have enough cards in our hand. Hey, look, K20. So we'll open with the K20 and we'll play the Vesemir last. Our opponent has forfeited. Oh, we didn't even get to play our, like, victory condition. Anyway, guys, that is the 37 card deck. I'm going to jump into another game and hopefully play against a more meta ranked deck, but we'll see what happens.
I shall not repeat Emir's mistakes.
Close ranks!
Okay, so up against John Calvean Spies, this could be problematic if it's the Letho deck. There's a Letho deck with Fringilla where you end up with a really buffed Letho going into the final round and you 2-0 people. So in terms of our mulligan, we don't want Temerian Foot Soldiers or Blue Striped Commandos. Well, we want one of these. I'm going to mulligan the Blue Striped Commando first. We got a lot of rain, which isn't very good because we have Aretusa. So we'll mulligan the not animated rain. And we'll mulligan this cavalry dude, Reaver Scouts. This is nice, but we don't really have any K20, which is kind of a pain in the ass. I think what we'll do, obviously, is open with full test.
Onward! Attack!
And we can always play Thaler on this turn and start pulling our cavalry out. Apparently I had one in hand, which is annoying. We can mulligan him on the next turn, though. Oh, that's really annoying. But we can shuffle our deck with certain cards, so that's okay. I think we'll go with the Aretusa Adept
Doubt I'll ever pay off these school loans.
into the rain. We do have more rain, so that's good. I can actually reinforcements out a K20. So what I might do is reinforcements out a K20, and then we can chain the rest of them out with the Reaver Scouts. That might be a good idea. This also shuffles our deck, which means that the Guardians won't be as problematic.
Nilfgaard!
Okay, the new plan here is we're gonna target draw a field medic. So let's do that. I was gonna pull something different, but we can target draw this field medic. We'll pop her on the back row.
What do you want of me?
This can go into my deck. My deck gets shuffled. I got a Temerian Infantryman, which is annoying because obviously we have another one in hand. But that did just pull a Blue Striped Commando out of our deck. I'm not really sure what happened. I guess he got pulled by the field medic. The thing is, this guy has no idea what's going on. So he's running a 25 card deck. I was just doing some quick maths. Like, I think this is what's interesting about this deck, is if people haven't encountered it before, they kind of have no idea what's going on. And because he's going for Rot Tosses, that's fine, because we can just chain out more field medics with our Reaver Scouts. So I think what I'll probably play here is another Temerian Infantryman on the middle row and pull out another Commando. He clearly doesn't have a counter for rain either, so we could basically start killing his units with rain. Or it could be that he doesn't mind the 2 damage per turn and he's waiting until I play more weather. Oh, he's passed! Look at that. So we can now basically spend the last turn draining out his cards, which is fun. Let's see what we draw. I'm going to be interested. We got a... Oh, you guys... Didn't they get shuffled? That's definitely a bug there. They shouldn't have been drawn. Because the reason they shouldn't have been drawn is because we played cards which shuffled the deck. You know, we played Reinforcements, for example, and this. And it says, you know, oh, shuffle it back. But doesn't this one say shuffle the deck? Play a bronze or silver unit from your deck, shuffle the others back. Yeah, so interesting that it didn't shuffle these. Our turn. Okay, so let's try and get him a lead.
I see you've thought about
Oh, what is this choice? Dunban or Light Cavalry or Blue Stripe Commando. I probably should have played that later once I'd thinned my deck a little bit. We'll take the Cavalry because I'm going to pull the other ones out. I don't know if I'll pull all of them out, basically. Let's play... This is kind of awkward, to be honest. Let's just play this guy. We do have Death Mold as well. We can use that to play Elzer's Thunder and remove something that might be a problem. The problem, to be honest, is that I don't have a way of getting my field medics out particularly. They're all in the deck. It's not really a problem because we're just wasting time this round. But we haven't drawn a Witcher either, so we actually might lose this just based on what's going on here. Let's play this for now and pull that guy out. Really unfortunate draw with the Thaler. Like, I think he's going to get ahead, so we probably should just play Rain on the front row. We could Death Mold Alzer's Thunder the Cow Carcass. That is an option. But this goes in the back row, so that's going to give him more units to kill. Do I not have one of these in my deck? I can actually chain one of these out with the Reaver Scout now that I think about it. Let's play this. We'll go Alzer's Thunder. We'll kill this one.
nice mess
This guy will die. But what we can then do is chain... Oh, damn it. I just messed up because I needed a target to chain out. I was going to say I can chain one out with the Reaver Scout. No, I can't. You done messed up. We should play some Rain on the front row.
I am no lost guardian.
Like I say, we are just trying to drain his cards here, but, you know, if we don't find the cards that we need, then we're at risk. This is honestly fine. There's the cavalry coming out now. We could drain the back row, and that would hit 2 units, but I think we're probably better to just do this. They're all 4s is the problem, so they're gonna, you know, start getting zapped. Then what we can do is obviously play the Lesser Guardian here. The problem is we don't have our win condition for the final round. So we have to kind of hope on a good draw. And there's nothing I can target with these Reaver Scouts either. To thin the deck. Oh, actually I can target my Blue Stripe Scouts. So potentially that's what we do. We play our Lesser Guardian, we thin out our Blue Stripe Scouts with the Reaver Scouts, and then kind of see what happens from there. The thing is, he can't pass until we pass, so this is okay. We can just kind of waste his cards at this point.
An interesting choice.
No more rain for me. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world. So we'll play this for now. To bait out the Yennefer, basically. Oh, dearie me. Alright, let's see what's going on. So we'll put our Blue Stripe Scout out.
Regroup.
And this is kind of useful because they have armor. The problem is obviously we're then gonna have to wait with our Reaver Scouts. Just got a bear. We'll play our Dunbanner Cavalry for now.
Finally.
Because he can't pass until we pass. He doesn't know what we have. Like, we could have an Igni for all he knows. In which case he loses 12 points. And he's not far enough ahead for that. We do have an Igni in the deck. Do I have anything particularly good? Not really. What are you going to put back in your deck?
What do you want?
Do you have to put one of these guys... Oh, I guess you could put the 12 back in his deck. It's not really a worthwhile trade. So we'll play Regis for now. Maybe we can eat that bear. Oh, we can eat the bear. That's hilarious. So we can then play this. Pull one of these. Basically, I'm just trying to thin my deck to increase the chances that I find a Witcher on the next round. It's still got 17 cards in there, though, so it's not looking too likely. We didn't find Dandelion either. A K-Dwenny. Do I see if I can bluff him out? I think we see if I can bluff him out. This is actually going to buff all of my units as well, which isn't too bad.
I killed for less.
Like, that's actually a decent amount of points there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 76. What can I pull here? 7, 8, 9, 10. We can get 10 points out. It's not really worth it. Oh, I can pull a K-Dwenny, can't I? Let me have a think here. If I pull a K-Dwenny, that's 5, 6. What's it? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That'll put me on 92. Oh, it's not quite enough. It's not quite enough, you guys. Unfortunately, not quite enough. But he's played Tibor, unless he has Renew, and that's his win condition for the final round. Oh, we got a Witcher! I'm so happy. I'm going to mulligan this and probably pull another Witcher. Oh, we got K-Dwenny. That's not bad. That's better than what we had.
Wait, Your Excellency.
Emissary.
Falling behind.
Oh, the lucky top decks, you guys. The lucky top decks. Right, let's play this.
I killed for less.
What's your last card? What's your last card? Play it. Vic of Medic. There's nothing really... That's the thing with this deck, is there's not anything very good to Vic of Medic. And you can see there, we were working with pretty awkward draw. Though I must say that the top deck was pretty lucky. Though the cards that he had in his hand for the final round weren't particularly good either, so, you know, it is what it is. We didn't get nearly as much deck thinning on the go as we would like. Come on, pick something.
I told you so, you idiot.
Reaver Scout the what? You've got all of these out of your deck. Here's
That's the kind of
Witchers.
negotiating I understand.
Oh my gosh. This deck is really fun to play. It's like a complete clusterfuck, but it's actually a really fun deck to play. And I think in the current state of the meta with people kind of getting bored, this is the kind of deck that you need because it is like legitimately hilarious. I got a foglet there, aren't I lucky? But yeah, it is a legitimately hilarious deck to play. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I'll have a link to Selanor's version of the deck in the comments below. So if you want to check out, you know, his or her guide, that's all there. Let me know what you think of this kind of crazy deck with so many cards, again, in the comments below. I'd maybe cut the field medics. I don't know how consistently useful they are, because obviously you're putting cards back into your deck, so you're not really thinning. But that's just kind of my 10 cents. I feel like they're situationally useful, yes. Although I guess you can kind of try and use them to find the cards that you need for Reaver Scouts, for example. So they had a use there, but we just didn't get field medics or K20, for example, until the end of the game. But yeah, beyond that, have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what kind of deck guides you want to see me do next. This was a suggestion by a commenter, so, you know, I do read them all and I do try and reply if you ask questions and whatnot. Beyond that, have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. And if you've enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button. I'll catch you guys next time with another deck guide.